Good morning and welcome to this video. So my Dewalt DW708 or 08 dump find contractor saw, 12-inch. Kind of been looking at one of these for a while, but even at used prices I didn't want to drop the 400 buck Canadian. So I grabbed this one. Whenever I'm kind of grabbing these stuff from the dump, I kind of go through and work out if it's going to be worth fixing them or not price wise, and this one was. So this one had the handle was smashed, switch trigger gone, the cord was cut at the back there. I did get another belt. This one's got some cracks in it, and of course the bearings are gone like every other Dewalt kind of older armature motor. So in the end we came out at, yeah, so brand new, these are $8.99 Canadian, Home Depot. Used about $350, $450 depending on the condition. These are pretty simple to fix. I mean, there's just a motor, there's no circuitry, motor, wire, trigger. So all up the parts were 140, so I figured it was worth getting. One thing with the switch, it's a bit of annoying, it is different just at the top part here. So there is a gap, still will work the same switch basically. Just a little annoying it's got that gap, but whatever. Clips, I think they call them. Clef board, yeah. Got some of those. Got the new cord. I think it was 9 foot. That one. Gotta wire that in. Got the new belt. Armatures. Oh, brush armatures there. Got a set of tuning bearings to try and replace the back and the front. I figure looks like it's had a bit of a hard life. So first thing is first, I think we'll rerun the wire, get a cord in. I know it's not going to run because that bearing is definitely smashed up there, and get all this fixed up, and then we'll get over to the motor part, and then we'll do this last. I've been trying to release some of the screws. Of course they're going to be kind of rusted up. Cleaned up a lot of the sawdust and grime in them and stuff. I'll put some WD-40 in a lot of these just to help loosen things up. But yeah, let's get the cord rewired, get this new handle in, and then we'll get to the motor. Hopefully clean this up today, see if we can get it running. Okay, do get one screw that was a problem, ended up just snapping off the top one there. It's going to be expected, I think, on some of these things. Next I have to get this, to get into this wire, I gotta get these 4 screws off. I don't think, yeah, I'll have to take this. No, I might be able to get in there without taking this cover off. There. That's one thing that was missing, was this lock pin, but it's not a biggie. Yeah, get this off, and that'll get me into this wire. I think it's this one here. It goes up, around, out, down, and then thread through the slider and out the back. So I think once I get this one off, I should have a lot more ease at getting through. I don't know how easy this slides through here. Interesting. If there's like a lock screw there or not. I have to work that one out. Don't know if there's any kind of diagrams online about that. But get this off and start pulling it back. Pretty much, yeah, wires just go black to black. I have to get these unscrewed just from leftovers. The copper parts are leftovers from the other switch. The new ones have it all in it already, so it's got to get those undone. Black to black. These ones got a motor, so these stay. That's not a biggie. White to white for new wire. And black to black. So that's not too confusing. But yeah, I'll get this cover off and see if we can get this new wire rerun. Okay, cover came off pretty easy. 4 screws, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. So the wire we want to get to actually runs down the bottom behind the motor one. So I think we just pop that out. Yeah, that'll just pop out. She's a little stiff, but yeah, that's got to pop the handle off there, it looks like. Get that up. Get that up, get that off. That one come off. Yeah, it's got that bit of broken off the screw there, which is kind of holding it in, but that way you take off first and then you should be able to pull the wires out and get to that one. So I'll just muck around with that and get that out, and then just slide through. Yeah, but either way I gotta get that handle off, so I'll do that, get that off, and then we'll look at the back here, how to get that off, and then see if we can get the last part out. So I got the handle off, got those wires out of there. There's actually another broken screw in here, so just giving it some WD-40. So you can get them out. You can see a bit of rust in that one, but that's just locked in there, so hopefully we can get them moving and get those out of there, and I'll get some replacements later. We'll just find some screws that actually fit that, which is what I probably will do. They don't have to be Tox star drives, just as long as they have the same kind of thread. Save us some money. Yeah, and then we'll look at that. So we've got that back to there now, our old cut one. Just got to get a screw out of here. So I don't think we could probably just pull this through like that. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Okay, just gotta take the screw off. Shouldn't be a biggie. There, that'll let that wire clamp off, and then look at how we're going to get that wire out all through. That's how it's held in there. Get it through with the new one. It's going pretty good so far. So we'll see. I just squirted a bunch of WD-40 on all the nuts and bolts here. They were kind of rusted up. On these ones on the clipboards I have to get off later. I'll get those soaking now. But hopefully we can get these out. And then we can move on. Try to tidy up as I go. And that. Okay, so I was just buggering around trying to get these screws out. They wouldn't come out, so I ended up drilling that one through so I could put a nut and a bolt through there later, and through here too. That one kind of slid off to the side. Not too worried about it. So back to the cord. I managed to work that one out quite easy. We took that clamp off that was here, and then when you pry this out, this is wedged in the hole in here. Just get a flathead screwdriver and just wedge it out on the edge. Pop out, and then she moves back and forth. So now we can get that new wire run through. So we'll get that. Size your wire and plug to your existing one. Usually I'll say kind of what kind of size wire and ammeter reading you can take. So we use the old wire. You just hold it up against the new one to get the wire length. What that was at this end. Makes it nice and easy. We'll have to clamp some little loop clamps on there so we can secure it to the switch. But I'll just run that through. I'll get the handle secured so we can run it through to where we need to, and then I can clamp it up at this end. Okay, I got it all threaded through. I made sure that let's get this. Just want to make sure you leave enough groove in there so I can maneuver around that. Got all that wired in. Just checking a line for the wiring diagram you need. Hopefully you don't have to replace that. Save yourself some more money. So it's all routed through. Now I've just got to push this clamp back in, secure the wire there. That's all done. And then we'll be on to doing the bearings. Okay, handles back on. Get the plug back in. Now we'll start on this removing the motor. So we'll remove the two at the end so we can push the brushes out. We would loosen these but not right off. And then we've got to loosen this belt off and get this main pulley drive off here. Get the screw off. We'll do this first piece. Tons of videos on this stuff anyway. This is more about fixing something for free. See if we can get it going. I left the cover off this, so it gives me a bit more wire. I mean, if I see a lot of people leave it on, they say it's too short. I mean, if you've got the cover there, it's only 4 screws, it'll actually give you a lot more room to work with. Okay, we'll get this off. Get those 2 brush shafts pulled out, springs off, and then we'll go around the front, get this pulley drive off, and I'll get that all removed. Again, there's tons of videos on it, so I'm not going to show you exactly how to do that. Kind of briefly gone through it, but tons of videos on it. Just remember not to lose the 2 woodruff keys in here when you take that off. I mean, a lot of videos tell you that. Anyway, so we'll get that off and we'll see what we're looking at in the inside. And hopefully get that armature out and start removing those bearings and replace them. Okay, just got it tilted on the side so you can see a bit better here. So basically got the motor in, we just got to get the belt in now. Get the panels back on. Make sure I've got everything tightened up and we should be good to go. Almost done. Okay, I got that belt on, tensioned her up so it's not over tight. Let's see here. Bam. That's looking good. Okay, so we'll get it all covers back on, tightened up, and have one more look. I think she's almost done. Okay, so that's it, pretty much done. I think we got it all done for less than 150 bucks in the end. But have a look around, you can get these for less than 200 bucks, but again you're going to probably have to replace the bearing on the old ones, I would say, most definitely. So yeah, I think it was worth it on this one. That is working really good. Should work another probably 10 years now with the refurbed bearing and stuff. Yeah, so hopefully that helps you decide whether to refurb yours or find one that you can do for less than 200 bucks. Catch you next time. Give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll catch you later.